you nowhere. You take streetcar jumping and backbeat bum and get along like it isn't there. You hold your head up high like you're gonna fly. You take the bitter till you find the sweet. And when you got that crowd and they're screaming loud, you leave them sitting on the edge of the seat. Oh yeah, you gotta step that step, walk that walk, shake that thing, and honey, talk that talk.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Old School with you here with some more of the all-night gaming. And once again, Disney Infinity. Alright, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're doing a under construction, and we are working on Malificent's Forrest here. However, it's a little something to be had here. Did a stream earlier of a toy box I had downloaded before the servers went down, and it wasn't working. At the end of the day, you couldn't get into the boss battle, and I just decided that I was going to scrap it and build my own based on some inspiration I took from that one. And one thing, I wish I wouldn't have deleted it so quickly, because there were some trees, some very specific trees in that that I felt that I had seen before. All I can tell you is I can't find those things anywhere. So this is what they look like. And I've gone through every disc and the fantasy terrain pieces, because I figured that's where it's got to be. I've gone through every other terrain piece there is. And if anybody knows where we can find that tree, I would be so in debt to you.
What an endlessly fascinating kingdom.
Yes, it is. And it would be more fantasy, whatever it was she said there, if we could get this whole little thing worked out. So I'm calling on you, my fellow Infinitites. What are we? Infinifans. That was the word I came up with. If anyone knows where/how I can acquire those trees, what disc I'm looking for, or honestly, God, I don't know. The more I look at it, it's like, aside from that one toy box, now I really wish I wouldn't have deleted it, because I just click on it and find out what the heck it is. And I'm almost wondering if it's not one of those deals where it's something else that you can kind of change, but it's so unusual. Like, for example, let me just see. I already know the answer, right? Yeah, no, you can't change any of these trees. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, well, no, that's because that's a fantasy terrain piece, so. Yes, that won't solve my dilemma. So I went into a separate toy box and literally went through all the discs and the fantasy terrain pieces and changed them all over. And the only thing that's even remotely close, and it's not the same, is Groot's. It's not Groot. I would think it's a Dunbrock. It's got a Dunbrock feel to it, but there's nothing. And let me see. There's no Dunbrock discs so far as landscapes or things like that are concerned. So I don't know. I am at a complete loss. I didn't think that would happen when it came to this, but it has happened. All right, let's drop some mood music in here, shall we? Let's figure out what little piece of tormented soul we can dig up here on the charts today. What if there is a Maleficent theme type song? It may be. Properties. I'm gonna leave that picture up there for a while, so feel free. No boombox. We want. Let's go here. Do we want spooky? Let's try spooky and see what. Nope, those two are not going to work. Intense and moody. Let's see, into the forest. Nope. Let's see what this one's got. No. Django's Escape. Yee. Yeah, I'm liking it. At least for now. What I'm not liking are these trees. But I really didn't like the other ones back there either so much. It just didn't fit right. But I may... These have to go. These just aren't going to work. Let me guess, I lost my block, right? Of course I did. Or actually, you know what? I got a solution. I have not saved any of these changes I had made. And while I didn't like the prior ones any better, it works better than what I've currently got. But man, I really want to find those trees. So consider that a wanted poster in the upper left corner. Have you seen these trees? If yes, then let me know where. See, these are all too thinned out.
Hello there.
I mean, I can drop more in. That won't be all that difficult, but eh. I like those other ones, man. They got the thorns going on the whole 9 yards. It just makes a big difference right now in the overall feel of it. You know, I thought it might have been one of these dudes here at first. But there is no tree for that. You know, but it does kind of have the little effective thorny quality that I was looking for. But that's it right there once you get to that. And then you'd also think, with it being a briar issue, that, you know, you go to anything. Let me see something. Let's go to... Would it be terrain? No. Let's check decorations. I know it's a long shot. And it's not like I haven't already gone through all this stuff. Because trust me, I have. No. And go toy origin. And again, if we go here, see, that almost looks like the base of it. Which again leads me back to somehow it... Man, I'm almost wondering, is there a terrain power disc for... that I don't know about? Let me see something here. Bum, 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 bum. What would I look under? Brave. Let's try Brave. Disney Infinity Brave Power Disc. Yeah, it looks like the only thing I have in that way is going to be the 2.0 game of the Brave Forest. There's the mount for Angus. And there's the toy box. And that's about it. Series 3 Power Disc Angus. Yeah, that's it. Alright. I am so stumped on this one, guys. Honest to God. This is kind of like the Disney Infinity version of the Kennedy assassination. There's so much here that just doesn't add up. And like I said, I've tried all of the power discs. I cannot wait to find out. Somebody out there is going to know the answer. I just cannot wait to find out what the deal is with that tree, because that is one of the rare, hard to figure out things in this game at this point. You know, game's been around a little while, and we're all pretty used to it, those of us that play it. It's kind of hard to come up with something like this that can stump you at this point in time, so far as just finding a simple piece. Yet that is exactly what has happened. And speaking of pieces, we're going to get the other piece of this one as well. Here's what I think we're going to do, though. Let's go, forget all that, unfiltered. Ooh, working off a 2.5, 3 hour power nap, so I'm a little yawny right now. Not to be confused with the performer. No, no, no. Yeah, that's what we're going to be looking for there. Oh, God, this is frustrating. It just feels like it has to be. When you look at that one right down there. It just feels like it has to be in this terrain block. But it isn't. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of some of these smaller guys here. Just completely remove them from the mix because they just don't fill in a creepy forest the way we need it to be. This is the second to last one, which is going to need some space. That's cool. So the idea we want is to shrink that thing down as much as possible. Oh, great. It's one of those. And what that'll do is kind of just fill it in thicker. And it'll also kind of blur with some of those branches there, which will help a little bit to get the effect we're after. But man, I really want those trees. So what you want to do is set your theme to the smallest possible size, because then what you can do is add more of it in a small area. And then when we switch it back over to the much larger object, it will then just occupy the space. And it'll kind of blur together as well, so it'll have the trees interweaving. Which in its own way makes it look like a unique piece. So here we see a little bit thicker forest. We'd still put some more of that back in here. For example, let's see, we're working our way this way. Seriously, not giving you much in the way of leeway there, is it? right, well, a couple of things. The forest definitely looks thicker, at least. We can even stack those trees on top of each other to make them taller trees and things like that. So many different things you can do with that little blending technique. It definitely leads you down the path we want you to go, which is through this area here to start this thing off. The logs are another little directional where if you did somehow make it over this way, it's kind of letting you know that's not the way you're supposed to be heading. We're also going to put a footpath in as well, so it should be pretty obvious. As I said, I'm getting by on a short power nap, which is beginning to catch up with me, so I think I'm going to cut it short. And hopefully give some folks a chance to take a look at this and see if they can help me out with the great mystery. The mystery that is this tree. Boom, front and center. That is what we're looking for right there. Anyone who knows, please
14.
drop... What?
That's how many creatures have passed me by while standing here.
Oh, deal with it. God, you complain like my ex. All right. Anyone who knows where that tree can be found, please leave it in the comments below. I'll be eternally grateful. Might even have a prize for you. In the meantime, I think I'm going to take a quick break here, get some real sleep, and be back on later on this evening, early morning, and pick right up here where we left off. And maybe by then I'll have an answer to the question. Who knows? It could happen. I'm not counting on it, but it could happen. All right, folks. Old school reminding you, as always, Disney Infinity is the game where the only limitation is your imagination. I'll see you guys again real soon when once again we are right back here on All Night Gaming and we are under construction.
Betty's out being bad tonight. Betty and her boyfriend, they had a big fight. She found out what everybody knew. Too many cooks spoil the stew. She don't care what nobody thinks. She's gonna be bad till the whole town stinks. Betty's being bad. Betty's being bad.